Riley Coyote, welcome on the Journey to Life podcast.
Thank you for having me, Tom.
Thanks. For people that don't know you, what is it that you do?
Yeah, so I'm a filmmaker. I'm making my own TV show at the moment, as you know. It was at the premiere about a month ago at Hoda Cinema. And that's just what I love doing. I love making movies, telling stories, and yeah, that's what I do.
That's awesome. Now, Riley is very much an inspiration for me, like what I've seen and how you've done it in the last year. That's why you're on the podcast today, and I'm super excited to talk about this because
Thanks, man.
I think how you had your vision, how you made it all happen in 1 year, because you wrote down on a piece of paper you wanted to get yourself your own series in a cinema, and you've done it, and you worked towards it in a year. Tell me how it all started and how
Isn't that crazy?
awesome thing happened. Yeah,
I can send you the photo of it so you can show them. But so I wrote down in my journal, I believe it was January 16th, 2025, the start of this year. I just returned home from traveling, and I drew in the journal a picture of me presenting at a cinema, at a packed out cinema, and then exactly 10 months later to the day, I did exactly that. It was the most profound experience of manifestation in my life. Like, I've always believed in manifestation. I've always believed in speaking what you want into the world, whatever you want to call that, manifestation or whatever other words. I've always believed that to be true. And yeah, it was a beautiful experience seeing that actually come true. What was your direct question there? It was just...
That was it.
Yeah, that was it.
That was it. That is really cool. So when you started with writing it all out and your picture, why did you want to write it out? Was it just like you had this vision, you wanted a direction, or why did you do it?
In all honesty, man, I have so much that goes on in my head. I have a lot of ideas 24/7 before I'm going to sleep, when I'm waking up, when I'm going for a run, when I'm in the shower, when I'm working out. My mind is just constantly going. It's been like that since I was a child, and there's always just been a million and one things I want to do and want to make and want to create. So when I have things that pop into my mind now that I'm an adult, and I've learned that if I don't write these things down, they disappear. Sometimes in seconds. I had an idea pop into my head yesterday on the toilet, and I didn't write it down for about 5 seconds. I sat there, and then it started to disappear, and I was like, wait, what was that idea? What was that idea? And then it came back, and then I quickly wrote it down. So why I wrote it down was because I tend to write everything down, but this one was extra special because I drew a real big picture about it.
Yeah, I saw the details. It was exactly the photo was taken from the back.
It was crazy, yeah, exactly the same.
It's so similar. Yeah,
and I didn't even tell the photographer at the event to do that. I just said, hey bro, this is my mate Stanley. I was like, can you take my camera and just take some pics? And he took that exact photo. I was like, whoa.
Mind blowing.
So crazy.
So for the people, the photo that he drew was exactly the same as the cameraman took from him. That was just at the premiere. That was really wild. Yeah. And what's that? Because when you know what you want, getting it becomes just way easier. But how did you go about moving toward it and say making steps and just how did you start doing that?
Yeah. So of course, manifestation is gets into a weird place when you start to. Yeah. Some people start to think they can just talk something into existence and not take action.
Exactly, but you need action. 100%.
Yes. Yeah. I think the real power in manifestation is writing something down or saying it out loud enough times that you truly believe it. You truly believe it. Yeah. And then forgetting about it. And then and not dwelling in the idea, because I forgot I drew that picture, but it wasn't until after the premiere when I saw what was going through the pictures, and I was like, oh my gosh, this kind of framing looks so similar to me. Let me look through my journals, and I found the drawing. Yeah. I believe not dwelling on the ideas in your manifestation is important, so you can just believe it and then start to live it.
Like it's a certainty, and you don't have to worry about.
Yeah, I think so.
What I found with for me when I did my long distance running, if I only said it but I never made a step towards it, I would never finish, and I've never done it. But it was something that I truly believed I could do. There was no doubt in my mind that I would stop because I knew I could do it, even though it fucking hurt it. But I think that part, like the power of believing it to be true, just made it so.
Yes.
And maybe that's the underlying power of it, knowing that you can, and then just. But what is the forgetting about? Like, why would you forget? Is that?
I don't think you can forget about the overall big goal and the overall direction you're going, but forgetting about the nuances is maybe important. I still feel like I'm a novice, so I'm always cautious with like advice or anything like that I'm giving.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's value in not
Sticking into it.
Yeah, not like worrying about the details of everything so much. Because yes, I had the vision that I want to sell out this cinema with my own TV show. But I didn't dwell on how exactly that was going to happen or what exactly that was going to look like or anything. It was just the overall goal. Okay, let's head towards that. Whereas like the exact framing of a photo at the premiere, like if I'm so worried about things like that, then the big picture gets distracted.
I like that.
But I love your question in like how am I taking action after the manifestation?
Yeah.
Because that's something that's actually become way clearer to me in basically the past 2 days.
Okay.
This has been something I've been dwelling on for the longest time.
Tell me about it.
Yeah. And I realized what works for me. And what works for me at this stage of my life is kind of these blocks of intensity. Like for the longest time, I've tried to be normal or what people have told me is normal, which is kind of working sustainably and doing things in a way that isn't potentially going to lead to burnout or anything like that. Whereas I get bored, man. Like
I get you. Yeah.
I love a sprint. I love looking at an objective and just going for it. And that's what my year has been. I went traveling in November towards the end of last year, and it was a 2.5 or so month sprint of filming the TV show, of filming the real life portion of the TV show. Then I got home and started editing and like doing like the bulk of sorting multiple terabytes of footage and finding the story within it so I can like write the fictional part of the TV show. So I was doing that and not being super productive for about a month or so. But then this creator camp festival got announced in Austin, Texas, and I had about $2,000 to my name. And I was like, I want to be there. Yeah. So I went into sprint mode, and for the next like 3 months, I was just head down, Uber every morning, edit during the day, Uber every night, boom, 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 every single day, saving as much money as I possibly could, working as much as I could, with also the objective of finishing episode 1 of the TV show. So when I was in Austin, Texas, if I made enough money to get there, I could show people it. And I did it.
Oh, so you had a timeline. You had like a deadline.
Yeah.
To really.
So that was like my first sprint of the year.
Yeah.
And then I got home from Texas and was like, whoa, I need to breathe for a second. And then I was like, had another few weeks of like kind of not much productivity. Like, I want to be this normal artist too that can kind of work 9 to 5 like a normal guy and make casual progress in his show. And I was like, oh nah, I want to do a premiere before I turn 25. That's in 100 days. sprint number 2. Let's go.
All right.
Let's finish episode 2. Let's figure out how to put on an event. Let's figure out how to sell over 100 tickets. Let's figure out how to get over 100 people to turn up to an event in the middle of the week. Turn up to an event, they have no idea what they're going to watch because they don't have a trailer because this TV show is not even done.
Yeah, the episode's not even done yet.
So it's like, yeah. So that was sprint number 2, and now I think I'm about to head into sprint number 3, which will get me towards finishing the TV show and releasing the TV show. So that's my answer to the action after manifestation.
Just a quick interruption. Welcome, friend. Thank you for watching again. And if you're also in your self-development era and you want to be kept accountable, you want to have some people that are like-minded like you around you, check out the description. I have a school community there where we do just that. And we're learning together, we're building together, and it's going to be a good vibe. I'll see you there. Let's continue the pod. What do you think about a sprint and having that deadline helps you with achieving your goal?
I think I've always just been like the guy in class, in school, that would leave the assignment to the last couple of days.
Sounds very recognizable.
I've always been the guy that loves the sprint race at the athletics carnival and despises the 800 meter. I've always loved, when I did competitive swimming when I was a kid, I loved the 50 meter sprint and despise the long distance swimming. I think it's just something inside of me that just loves the energy of just like going for it and like something, the adrenaline or something behind it. It's just exciting to me. Yeah, and that's how I think we should live, is just doing what's exciting for us. And maybe there's someone watching this that can teach me to do it in maybe a more sustainable way that isn't as burnout prone, but I'm slowly learning how to make it less burnout prone. Like, I feel a lot less burnout after the premiere sprint because I focus more on my health. I focus more on my sleep, on the food I'm eating, on spending quality time with my friends, because sprint number 1 in the year was like, nothing else matters but Austin, Texas, and finishing episode 1 of this show. I'm not talking to women. I'm meal prepping horribly. I'm barely having any social time with my friends. And then that really hurt me coming back from Austin, and it took a bit to bounce back.
Was it about the recharge? Because you just had nothing to recharge your battery? Yeah,
I think recharging is a part of it, and just being human.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a human, you're a human at the end of the day. Like, we need human things. We need human connection. We need a good steak. We need good sleep.
Yeah, at least the 3 things, like good sleep, human interaction, and rest, essentially.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's really awesome. So, to get to Texas, did you have in mind what the episode was gonna look like, and what you're gonna show, or like, did you have to cut down a bit on how you were gonna make it, or to make that time, or how did that process go?
I've always, or not always, but since I started filming the TV show in November, I've had a vision for what the show was going to be, because I made this episode that I kind of look at as kind of a tester episode for the TV show, where it's on my YouTube now, where I design my bedroom and I talk to some characters in my room and all that sort of stuff.
I loved it.
Oh, you've seen it?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
of course. Yeah.
So that was kind of my tester for like this idea of this TV show I had. And then it was my highest performing YouTube video so far. I was like, cool, that's enough validation for me. I'm going to spend the next year of my life making this.
That's a good way to get the validation. Yeah.
For sure. And so the idea has kind of been there as I was filming. So no, I didn't shortcut anything before Texas. It was just focusing on getting episode 1 complete, because like how the flow of making my show works is I need to film the real life adventure, and then during the real life adventure I need to be as present as I can possibly be, like meditating constantly. I don't obviously film this part of it, and this part doesn't make it into the show, but when I was in Thailand training Muay Thai every day for a month, it was really hard, man. And I'm like trying to come up with this storyline for the film, and obviously thinking about how I'm going to be talking to my characters back in my bedroom with the problems that are occurring in real life, stepping on a sea urchin, having to spar every day, just like feeling horrible and tired. So just, yeah, needing to meditate every day and be clear and present so I can kind of write the story in my head as we go along. Man. But then when I get home, the story shifts as well a bit. But I just need to be at least 60 to 70% sure of like what the story is when I'm in the moment in real life, so I can talk to the characters. Yeah.
Yeah, because that is the hard part, because essentially you're speaking to the characters at home.
Yeah.
In your show, and you have to make up, because did you write out your script at all, or
No.
was it
It
was all creation in the moment?
Yeah, the idea before Thailand is literally just, yo boys, let's go to Thailand, and Rick, it'd be funny as if we fight each other. that was the premise of the idea, and then from there we build on it, and obviously make it more dramatic and add in some fictional elements of us, like.
If there's one lesson to be learned from anyone, this is the greatest thing ever, because it's just, how can you make momentum without not overthinking it?
Yeah.
Because overthinking every time stops any momentum you want to do, and just have a small idea and start building upon that.
Yeah.
That's
like, you've seen episode 3. That's, in my opinion, the best episode in the first season.
It's so good.
Thank you, man.
But I loved I think the clip of 2, was that not? With
the running scene.
Man,
it's cool.
So good. Yeah, for the people at home, this is the running scene. Episode 2 was he's running, and the way they filmed it through busy streets of Thailand. How you?
It's Vietnam.
Vietnam.
Yeah.
Vietnam.
Yeah.
And how you ended up in that sort of restaurant. You hear all the sounds, and then you get thrown out of the door. You land on the street again. And it's like. It's so professional, so clean, so crispy.
That was such a mission to get that scene. Like, because that's a testament to spontaneity as well on this topic.
Yeah.
Because I had barely any plan for what episode 2 was going to be. I was like, I think I can come up with a cool story in Vietnam. I'm traveling through Vietnam for about a month from south to north. Nothing really happens too much in the south. And I'm recovering from the fight. I have a fully split open lip and stuff, so I'm not really in the mood to film. And then a couple weeks later, I'm in central Vietnam, and all of a sudden I realize I'm in this art district of the world, almost an art capital of the world that I'd never heard of. Artists everywhere, art happening everywhere. And I start meeting artists, and then I get introduced to this dude Zen, and just end up spending an entire week with him and his family just learning about what it is to be a full-time artist. And I'm like, holy moly, this is episode 2.
Yeah.
But I realized that about halfway through spending the week with him, that this is a tremendously awesome episode with a lot of value, but I love action.
Yeah.
This is an adventure TV show.
And that's, yeah.
I'm like, what can go wrong? What can be cool? Where can there be some action in here? I want some action.
Yeah.
So I was late to the first ever time hanging out with Zen by like 4 hours. I'm not a late person. You saw me here right on time, 5 a.m. this morning.
Perfect, yeah.
I don't like being late, and I was very late to seeing him, and it was really awkward interaction the first time we met. So I thought, oh, that's perfect. Let me use that in the storyline. When I have my final art lesson with him on the last day, I'm going to be late on purpose, and I have to run through the streets of Vietnam to get there.
Yeah.
Obviously, that element's fictional, and the running scene was filmed days later. But yeah, it was an absolute mission, as I was saying, from there to get that scene filmed, because I had the idea to do a Tom Cruise style running scene, and I pitched it to videography companies all around, because like, obviously I can't film that by myself, and I was like, I have a budget of a couple $100, and luckily they're very affordable there.
Yeah.
But then...
you had help?
Yeah. Oh, I couldn't, how could I film that by myself?
I don't know. Like, that's what I found amazing.
Yeah. So like, I had two moments of help throughout the series. Was filming the fight scene, I met this awesome dude named Patrick at the fight gym who like films like all the UFC fighters, like Ian Gary, Volkanovski. Like he's like the main filmer at this epic gym, and he filmed the fight. I just happened to meet him one day.
Cool. He
was so cool. And then this dude, Lin, I met in Central Vietnam, but before I met him, is a pretty long-winded story that I'll breeze through, because I pitched myself to so many videography companies, and I was meant to film in Central Vietnam, and I was leaving the next day, and then they cancelled on me at like 1 a.m. and we were meant to be filming at like 6 a.m. that day, and my bus was gone at 12. So then I messaged so many more videography companies to the next city I was heading to, like 12 hours away, and then all of them are saying no because it's like, I guess, too dangerous in their books, which obviously I understand. They're like a professional company. They don't want some Aussie dude getting hit by a car in the middle of a shoot or something. But then one of them was like, oh, my mate sometimes shoots for fun. Join his number. His name is Lin. And he was like, heck yeah, I'm down. And he spoke pretty good English. So we just hung out for like 4 hours just filming that.
Man, really?
Yeah.
And you just had many different shots, and he helped you through it, and you pitched him the idea, and he...
Yeah, I just showed him like all like Tom Cruise clips and like 007 clips, and I was like, this is what I want it to be like.
Yeah.
I want shots of me running downstairs, running through alleyways, jumping over the camera, running towards the camera, running away from the camera. And he's like, all right, let's do it. And like my favorite shot, the one running towards the camera on like slow-mo.
Yeah,
it's like
so good. Yeah.
we talked to a Gojek driver, which is their like Ubers on the moped.
Yeah.
And we just paid the Gojek driver like $5-10 just for Lin to sit on the back of the moped and drive back and forward. We did like 10 times.
And you just
running off
such
the
a cardio session as well, because you were full
I was like
on
running for like 4 hours, like sprinting through the streets for like 4 hours.
Man.
Worth it though, cool scene.
Yeah, I will definitely link down your YouTube in the description so that when it's on there, they can find it.
Yeah.
Because it's not on there yet, right?
Not yet, but hopefully early in the year.
All right.
Yeah,
cool.
It'll be up. Yeah.
Oh, man, that's so cool. I would like to go back to the because you were really in your sprint. Like, I love sprints. Just having clear objective, full on focusing on it.
Yeah.
It's my favorite thing ever. It's great because you get so much. It's a lot of roadblocks, but you also get so much satisfaction from overcoming these things. But you said you're doing like Uber Eats, was it Uber Eats?
Yeah.
In the mornings, working in the through the day, and in the evening again.
Yeah.
Mentally, you must have gotten some barriers. Like, how did you overcome these, and how did you handle them?
Yeah. I think I just constantly remind myself that I've done worse. Mm-hmm. It's like belief is just built by stacking up evidence that you can do more. And I've been in so much worse situations than having to deliver somebody's McDonald's fries and then having to sit at my laptop and edit for a couple hours and then having to deliver some more McDonald's fries. Like, man, like, you've done long distance races and stuff. Like, you do a 70-mile Ironman every birthday. Like, I've done one in my life, and it was like one of the hardest experiences of my life. So like, I remember like back to moments like that where I'm like I tore my groin when I did mine. So I'm just like 16 kilometers left in the half marathon at the end with a torn groin, just deep in my mind of just like pure anger and like adrenaline and just using anything as fuel as possible, looking at everyone that was walking and just like swearing at them in my head and just like using everything. So I can just like think back to shitty moments in my life like that and be like, oh, like life isn't too bad actually right now.
Right, that's actually a real good practice thing.
And having great friends. That is a huge testament that I need to make clear as well. I am so grateful for my inner circle, my closest friends, keep me accountable to my goals. They allow me to cry and they allow me to laugh. Like, they're the two biggest things, like three biggest things. Keep me accountable, let me laugh, let me cry. Man. I think every man needs a friend group like that.
Yeah, crying, like release, making laugh, recharge, and keeping accountable is keep adding on momentum when you're getting stuck. How do you let them help you with keeping you accountable? Or how they, not let them, sorry. How do they help you with keeping you accountable?
I think it's setting the standard in the friend group. Like, if I'm keeping them accountable to their goals, they're naturally gonna hit that back unless that's not their personality, and then they're probably not going to be my friend. Like, I do have friends that I don't have that exact relationship with, of course, but my closest friends are like the ones.
They have similar goals, aspirations?
Kind of. They're kind of parallel to each other in different industries, but it's just more our ability to keep it real and know what, and be aware of what the other person is headed towards, where they want to be going, and if you're aware of that, it becomes pretty damn easy to notice when they're out of alignment with those goals.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, similar to what you were saying about you and your partner's relationship before. It's like, I just have that with some dudes.
That's awesome. Good lineup. I think you're a comedian as well. I saw that at your premiere. You're quite funny.
Thanks, man.
That's real fun. But all right, okay, yeah. The accountability is definitely something like I found with my last podcast. Sorry, guys, that I've not been posting for the last week or 3. And that's definitely something, like, especially when you said the proof that you can do things, and it's just building upon. And I find if you get out of a flow sometimes, it's like, I only remember that much of the past. Like, of course, I remember all the hard shit I've done, but then I also remember that I haven't posted in 3 weeks. Sorry again. So, but I really am trying to find, like, what would your advice be if you have in that type of thing? What would you do to get more momentum going when you feel like you're on your way for your, you're on your path to your dream, but you feel like you've lost a bit of momentum?
Oh, yeah, man. Momentum. Stacking small wins is probably my biggest hack. I now try and execute my daily practice every day. Sometimes I fail, but the best days I have are when I execute my daily practice, which I don't know if you've heard of the concept of a daily practice, but it's very common in the art space to have a daily practice towards your art, which is a non-negotiable 30 minutes that you dedicate towards a specific area of your art. And my daily practice right now is editing at least 30 minutes of episode 2, because that's my biggest roadblock right now, is completing episode 2. So if I'm able to stack that little win, ideally as soon as possible in the morning, that 30 minutes of editing, it just gets the motor going. And sometimes that 30 minutes is the hardest to get going.
Yeah.
But then sometimes it can turn into 2 hours, sometimes it can turn into 4 hours, or sometimes it can just lead into the momentum of the other important things you need to do in your day, instead of opening Instagram in that 30 minutes, which is just obviously a momentum killer. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah.
Just stacking some of those little wins.
I like that. Yeah, stacking the small wins and having that, because I've heard swallowing the frog or doing the hard thing
Same
first.
Concept,
But I like that idea of having a non-negotiable and really starting, and at least having that, because I find having nothing at all stacks as well. Because nothing at all in 7 days is still nothing. But even 10 minutes, 30 minutes of doing some progress, editing, thumbnail making or whatever, can make for a massive difference in 100 days, in 10 days. And especially mentally, you feel like you're moving forward.
Yeah.
I'm going to embody that. That's one thing that's real good. I like that. What, from your last year where you made so much progress towards your dream of becoming a full-on self-proficient videographer, what do you think is the biggest lesson you've learned?
I wouldn't call myself even a full-time my objective is to be a full-time artist.
Okay.
I honestly don't have much interest in making stuff for other people, which is like obviously like what videography I guess is described as. But my goal, my passion is to be a full-time artist. I want to be I just want to work on my films full time, and that's what I'm really trying to focus in on doing in 2026. Is how can I make my life revolve around my art fully, and be able to say no to any videography gigs, and be able to say no to delivering McDonald's fries on a Friday night. So that's that's kind of my mindset. So could you repeat that question one more time?
What is the greatest lesson you've learned through your process of working towards your dream, to becoming a full-time artist?
The greatest lesson I've learned. Well, it takes longer than you expect, because it's really nice hearing that you have this perspective on my year, that I've done so much, but I feel like I've only like scratched the surface of what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
Like I feel like there is so much more for me to do, so much more for me to achieve, and yeah, I feel like I'm just scratching the surface. So, and even if you asked me a year ago where I'd be at right now, I'd be very proud of where I'm at right now, because I guess I have made some progress, but there's always a part of me that just wants more. I just want to keep going. I just want to keep making more. I want to keep impacting more people. I want to keep telling stories that can help people. And right now I haven't even done enough of that yet, in my opinion. Yeah. So yeah, I think things take longer than you'd expect. So just start.
I like that.
Yeah.
Things take longer than you expect, so just start. Yeah, there's no better way to get momentum going than starting right now.
Most definitely. Yeah.
That's real cool. Would you start with writing something down? Getting at least, or just, not even, just start moving towards whatever came up?
Yeah. Like, you got to be at least a little bit clear on some sort of direction.
No, move to Thailand right now.
North, like northeast, south, or west. But yeah, you don't need to have every detail notched out, because, in all honesty, like, it's gonna be when you start, like, or speaking for myself, when I start anything that I have wanted to start in my life, it's always been way worse than I expect it to be. I've always been way worse at it, and the product has always been way worse than I want it to be.
Yeah.
So it's like, just start, just go be bad, go fail, and eventually become great.
Yeah, I love that. How do you become great?
I'm still figuring that out.
Yeah, it's easier to tell when you think you are, when you are. How do you know? Like, I don't know.
Maybe we never become great, but I love the pursuit of greatness. I love the pursuit of getting better. I love the pursuit of learning. I love the pursuit of experiencing.
I like how it sounds as well. Greatness is way better than perfection, because I find with perfection that creates stagnation, because you're just trying to get to this point that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
It will never be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Close to, maybe. Man, Riley, what would be one last thing you could tell the listeners that could benefit the most when they're chasing their dreams?
Just please go for it. Like, the saddest conversations I have in real life that I feel incredibly awkward about every single time, I don't know how to deal with them properly yet, is when I have a conversation with someone and they're asking about what I do, and I tell them about the dream I'm chasing, and then they open up to me that they have not taken that risk in their life, and they feel maybe envious or respect or proud towards me for taking that risk. But there's always regret in their eyes, and it makes me feel so sad in my heart when I have those conversations. So please just avoid having that regret in your eyes at all costs. It doesn't matter if you're 16 or 66. It's like, if you've still got some time on this earth, just try to not end your time on this earth with that regret in your eyes, because it's the most sad thing to see in a human.
Yeah, chase your dream, find what you want, and make some steps toward it.
Heck yeah.
It's beautiful.
Jiggy moo.
Riley Coyote, thank you for coming on the Journey to Life podcast. Ooh, that was loud.
That's beautiful.
If anyone wants to get in contact with you, how can they reach you?
Yeah, just I guess watch my show on I am Riley Coyote on YouTube, or you can hit me up on Instagram. I am Riley Coyote.
It's in the description.
Whatever you want, man.
Easy, cool. And if you want to see another episode like this, then check out my channel, and really appreciate for you watching. And if you have any questions, you can also pop them in the comments, and I'll make sure he sees them. Thanks so much. Have a good one.
Heck
nice.
yeah.
Thanks,
Good
man.
stuff. That was beautiful.
That was good.